Morning. It's freezing cold in this workshop. You'll notice I have more layers on. The clocks went back this weekend, just gone. So we have winter upon us. So I always need to layer up at this point of the year. But I'm excited to be here. New project. Just wanted to run through this really simple idea as Christmas is approaching. This is a perfect sort of mechanic to make a wreath upon. So I have to the side of me I have a pile of these are clematis vines essentially. I have a big clematis vine outside the back of my house. Been there for 12-13 years, and I'm a bit naughty. I gave it a prune. So probably the garden enthusiasts among you will be tutting the wrong time of year. Normally I can hack it back sort of when the leaves have all dropped off, and sort of January, February time, and that's okay. But I thought, what the heck, it's such a sturdy beast of a thing. I'm sure it won't hurt it too much. You can kind of see the age of it by the thickness of the vines. But I've got about 15 or 16 pieces, and I'm just going to start weaving them. Essentially, I'm just going to make a wreath base for you, but really simple, effective sort of design that you can attach fresh foliage to, or you could do dried materials, whichever take your fancy. So a variety of thicknesses, and essentially all you're doing is just weaving them in and out, and getting them locked into place. Really simple, really straightforward, but just creates that sort of lovely effect. Important to have those different thicknesses. I think some of the thinner pieces you'll find they're more malleable, so you can lock the bigger branches, if that makes sense, lock bigger branches into place. You'll find as you're watching me, bits pop in and pop out of place. So just to persevere with this, and keep fighting the good fight. You'll kind of see bits like this are popping out. But having those thinner bits means you can you can watch here. I'm just going to tuck that one in by using this one as my, oops, there we go, and lock it into place, and I can do that because it's that thinner, finer, bendier type. So it can be a bit annoying to start with. Bits don't want to play, they don't want to sit in place, but the main thing I would say is just to keep yourself moving. So keep turning the wreath round, keep adding bits, because if you concentrate on one side, you'll find you get a fatter wreath one end, one side, and then other side it's a bit sort of sparse, and you don't really want to do that. So, as my mother would say, speak to it severely. Okay, so like I said, this bit's a bit thinner here, this bit's a bit fatter, so I'll add more material round this side, keeping it there we go. And this is actually quite a satisfying, relatively quick project to do. So, you know, if you had an access to sort of a large source of this stuff, you know, hypothetically you could do this as a workshop with people. They create their own wreath, weaving it, and then they decorate it. That would be a lovely project, and also a lovely project for kids. This is relatively, I mean, apart from them wanting to poke their eye out with clematis vine. Right, just put this piece in here. So it's gradually getting there. You can kind of see it starting to take shape. Really nice, sort of quite sturdy sort of feel. So nearly there. I've just got a couple more bits to add in. And at this point, you can sort of poke the branches into what's already there, and I think that just helps make it a bit more secure. And when it comes out the other side, you can kind of poke it back in. That's good. So it's a very rustic sort of feel to it, but I kind of like it. You know, it's my sort of style, and I just like it for its relative ease, and also inexpensive for me. Having these vines at home, it's something I can whittle together, as they say. So I've really enjoyed growing this YouTube channel, and it's really nice to recently had some comments from people via Instagram and via YouTube just saying they're really enjoying what I'm doing, and it's lovely to watch. One lady was talking about how she's just started out in floristry, sort of career change, and she's really enjoyed watching the videos. And the one thing that stood out is that she liked the fact that it was okay to make mistakes, and I think that made my heart smile, because I think we don't talk about making mistakes very often, do we, in business? It's not comfortable, and not that I talk about it much, but I think especially in a creative job where there's an expectation that you're pushing yourself and you're designing and you're thinking and you're creating all the time. Some things are going to work and some things aren't. So I think it's important to be open about it, and I think more people should be, because it's encouraging to hear. You know, I put something on Instagram last night about technology, and it can be infuriating. Sometimes I'd quite happily throw my laptop, phone out the window. My husband helps me a lot with stuff like that, but there's part of me that I'd love to know more about it and wants to learn more, but equally it's delightfully infuriating. Anyway, I digress. Right, last piece. And there we go. So there's a couple of bits. Some scissors. Actually, these are not going to chop through. Doesn't matter. There's a couple of bits sticking out. You can always chop those off if you want to. But all in all, it makes a fairly sturdy wreath. So my thought with it decorating wise is that you could use some flat moss and cover maybe half of it in moss, sort of twine to use to put it on, or you could use real wire and attach it, and that